This video minute is sponsored by the Cincinnati Insurance Companies and Johnston Fiss Insurance. Contact Chris Boyle at Johnston Fiss to get a quote on professional liability and all your practice insurance needs.
I'm Executive Director Kevin Robertson, and this is the KDA Video Minute for Friday, February 12th. Well, let's start off today and talk about Dental Day 2016. That was yesterday here in Topeka. We were at the Dillon House across the street from the Capitol. We had about 50 members, actually a little bit more than 50 people all together with spouses and others. So we started off the morning about 8:30. We had Senator Mary Pilcher Cook came and talked to us about some legislative issues and gave us a nice welcome and a send-off before we headed over to the Capitol to talk about various issues. A main emphasis yesterday was talking about charity care, specifically recognizing the Kansas Donated Dental Services Program, who was recognizing 20 years of service. 1996, then president of the KDA, Nevin Waters, worked with the legislature and the board of delegates at that time, actually the old executive council, and got funding approved for that. So 20 years later, the Donated Dental Services Program has helped over 3,200 Kansans and provided over $10 million in free dental care. Over the course of the entire program, over 700 dentists at one time or another have volunteered for donated dental services. So again, really proud of that. Got a nice recognition on the House and Senate floor and have some resolutions in regard to that as well. So again, thank you for everyone that attended Dental Day yesterday. Had a great lunch for legislators, and again, had a nice opportunity to talk about the issues facing the Kansas Dental Association and dentistry, oral health in Kansas, particularly, of course, the dental therapist mid-level model and some things like that. Also yesterday, and then on Wednesday, both the House and the Senate have bills that would provide CE credit for charity care. So the Dental Association is very interested in those bills. There's Senate Bill 402 in the Senate, House Bill 2615 in the House. So we testified on both those bills. It's a 2-to-1 situation where 2 hours of charity care will equal 1 hour of CE credit up to a maximum of 6 hours. Of course, that is 10% of the 60 hours that are required for your biennial CE requirement. So anyway, very excited about that bill. We're going to keep working with both the House and the Senate committees to get those bills out, and we'll let you know later, obviously as the session moves forward, whether or not we've been successful in acquiring that. So keep your eyes open for that. Last week we did let you all know that the folks that were proponents of a mid-level, the Kansas Dental Project, Kansas Action for Children, the Kansas Dental Hygienists Association, have put forward a new bill to create what they're now calling a dental therapist mid-level. The bill is very similar to what we've seen before. It does have some tweaks on it as far as the education requirements and things like that, but it's very similar as far as the procedures that a dental therapist could do. That is Senate Bill 413. They did not introduce a House bill at this point. As a matter of fact, the House last week took action on last year's House dental therapist bill, the old registered dental practitioner bill, and they tabled that bill indefinitely. So that one's gone. So now we have Senate Bill 413 in the Senate. It does not appear that the Senate will be taking action on that bill. It does not appear that there'll be a committee hearing. Of course, those things could change, but right now it looks like that bill is dead on arrival, and we'll keep our eyes, of course, on that as well this legislative session. I want to remind everyone that UMKC's Midwest Dental Conference will be coming up in Kansas City, April 7th through the 9th. Of course, the Kansas Dental Association for the last several years has tied some of our meetings and activities to the Midwest Dental Conference. So on Thursday, April 7th, we'll have some committees and council meetings. So if you're on a committee or council, you might be looking for a possible notice of a hearing. Then on the Friday the 8th, both our Real World Transition Brunch and our Board of Delegates meeting will be held. Then on Saturday the 9th, we'll have our annual general membership meeting. So be aware of those things. We'll, of course, get notices out to our members and with the exact time and locations. But we certainly look forward to seeing you in April at UMKC's Midwest Dental Conference. Well, let me wrap up today with wishing everyone a happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're able to find some joy this weekend and enjoy it with your special someone. So from that, we'll see you next week with the next edition of the Video Minute.